We can go forward from there. We still have more people entering, so I will just let them in. Great, I'm so happy we have such a wonderful turnout this morning for our Zoom. I think some great information will be shared about our new construction. And at this time, I'm going to welcome our Phil from Moser Construction to join us. And he is in the background there. We just have a few questions we're going to share with you, Phil, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We just wanted a little update on the overall project schedule and how that's coming along today.
Well, we're looking to have the basement enclosed with the basement walls this week, and we're looking to have the slab on grade in the basement on the 17th. And then at that point there, we're going to move on to some slab on grade footers, and then precast is going to get set for the first floor, and then we're going to continue to go up with your building. But pretty well organized. I mean, things are going pretty good. Weather's been a treat. It's been a little hot, but we haven't had the weather with the rain, so we really haven't lost much.
Sure.
And then move on into the metal studs and go up to the roof here and get it in before the weather hits.
Okay, wonderful. So in your thoughts, is the construction kind of on target? The first 12 weeks, have they been kind of where you thought or planned they would be?
We're not too far off. We're a little bit behind, but things are good picked up here once we get beyond the foundations here. We've had some soil samples that's given us a little bit of a delay. The COVID at the beginning of the project didn't help out very well either, but we didn't miss too much of a beat on that either. So things have been moving forward, and we got to hit the date of 1st of February. So a lot to do, but we got good people, and I think we're surrounded by them. So I think we'll make it.
So Phil, in your experience, COVID is kind of a new situation that's arisen. What are your thoughts, or how have you guys been able to handle having a lot of different contractors come in and groups that you're not always familiar with? Have you had to do different screenings, or what's kind of taken place that's added more work to you?
We're taking our temperature every day, so we're aware if somebody's got a fever or whatnot. And the face mask, the closed distance, it's kind of difficult when it's 100 degrees outside. It puts a lot of water down, and the guys are drinking a lot of water out here, so it really hasn't affected too much.
Okay. So if, for instance, someone were to test positive, would you have to shut the site down for a while then?
Well, hopefully that would happen. Their temperature would we'd get them out of here before that, but we would, yes, we would have to.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what other delays do you foresee that could happen in construction? This is kind of good information for us it's all new to us. So what other delays?
Our project manager's done a great job on all the submittals. Things are getting turned over, so there's really no big delays on the equipment. Things are going to be on time. If it rains for a month, I guess that would be the only issue that we would have at this point, because we're pretty much out of the woods with where we're at moving forward. So.
Okay, great. So what was the targeted time frame to have everything kind of weather tight before the winter comes?
Let's say before the first snowfall.
Okay.
I can't really pinpoint a time on that, but we're hoping to get the weather, get the roof on October, November.
Okay.
So.
Great. So in the next month or two, is there any other exciting features that will happen that we can look forward to with the building?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, coming up next week's going to be really interesting. We've got the basement steels coming this Friday, and they'll start setting that, and then the precast will follow that. And then we're going to start going up. You're going to start seeing the steel for the main building go up on the 22nd. That gets delivered, and it follows the metal studs. So work our way all the way up with brick and exterior elevations and start going towards the roof.
So how long does it take for the metal to be placed up, on the sides of a building?
Oh, it'll take 3 days. On Fridays, Monday and Tuesday of next week, the basement will be done. And then the main part of the building is probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to set the main steel. And that, like I said, that's starting on the 22nd. There's about.
All right. So I thought we'd also be able to share some pictures, Phil, of some drone pictures that we were able to gather from the site last Thursday, actually. And maybe if you can kind of direct me in terms of if I go to the right corner, you can tell me what part of the building that is.
Sure.
So what I'll do is I'll share with everyone here our movie that we have. A second here. And
well, that's a shot right there that's standing on the south drive, looking towards the north, and off to the far right is the staircase. Yep, right there is the staircase that comes down. And then going towards the west, that's the elevator. And then going more towards the west, where the airway is, where that gentleman standing just right of the crane. Yep, right there is where the air comes down in for the HVAC units. And then all the way to the left of that crane, today is the other staircase, and that wall right there, the masonry wall, is getting installed today.
Okay, wonderful.
And then the rest of it is unfurnished. The basement's unfurnished right now.
Okay.
And then this area right back here towards the south of that crane, that's the wall that's left out that you see.
Right.
Nope. Yep, right there. That's going to be the last wall pour that we do, and that footer will get poured on Friday, and the remainder of the wall will get put up next week, and then that's going to let us pour the whole floor once that happens. And then your basement will be completed, ready for steel and ready for precast.
And Phil, how tall are those walls?
10 foot.
10 foot? Okay, great. I'll kind of play the video and we can kind of just take a look at a more panoramic view of the site.
Okay.
So over here, Phil.
That's a parking lot. That's the east parking lot, and there's a drive towards the north of that. That's one of the entrances towards the north.
Okay.
And lost your arrow. There it is. Go all the way to the north.
Right there?
Yeah, right there. That's a road in.
Okay.
It doesn't go through the building. It turns and goes towards the south. Yep, right in there. That's a parking lot. And then that area where you're at right now is area 2 that we're calling it, and that is the entrance way. That's a slab on grade. That'll all be concrete.
Okay, great. So I'll play the video again and maybe we can see the other side a little bit more as well.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to kind of go back a little bit.
It's not bad right there. You can stop
And this
right there.
area here. Yep.
Now that right there, that's area 3 that we call it. That's your dining room and your kitchen.
Okay, so right in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we started to backfill that up. We started to bring that up here just the other day. We got that filled up all the way to 5 foot high off the footer. And then once we get the precast set, we can backfill the remainder of the building, but we're only allowed to come up 5 foot until the precast is set.
Okay. Okay. And I'll play it again.
That's what you see all the way to the right there. You can see how it comes up. And the waterproofing, you can identify the waterproofing. And that view behind the crane right there, you can see the insulation on the walls. That's the foam. And that's in front of the water. So when we backfill that, we'll come right up to the top of that.
Okay, so the top of the insulation right here.
Yep, and that's as far as we can go until the precast is set. And then from where your arrow is to the top of the wall, another 5 foot, that puts us up to the top. And actually, we're doing that wall with John right now. The west wall is getting waterproofed above that 5 foot to receive the rest of the backfill.
Yeah, and I think this just takes us back to the full pan there. I do have another picture I can share with everyone that has a bit, let's see here. a better picture of the dining room area, so you can see that as well. And I'll just kind of zoom in and then.
There's that swimming pool we were talking about, Danielle, the other day, right?
I know. I'm sorry you can't use it. It does look nice, though. It has a little gazebo, too.
Yeah, we don't want the boys knowing about that. They'll be over that fence. Okay, that view right there, you're looking towards the west, which is outside the dining room area and the kitchen. That's another parking lot back there. And then there's another entrance that comes in right there to the right, to the north. That's a walkway. That right there is another drive that comes into that parking lot. And then it goes towards the south, yep, just like that. And then it'll turn and go towards the north, and that'll be the main drop-off area coming right along the front.
Okay.
And then behind that equipment there, there's another retention pond that has not been dug yet. But the sanitary lines and all the storm lines are pretty much completed back there. We're already into the road. Sanitary's tied in, the storms are tied in, so we don't have to go back out on the road anymore. We're done.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Yep, the roads are all up to grade. All the stone parking lots that you see are up to a subgrade. That's ready for asphalt. And asphalt has to be applied before it gets cold too. So that's another milestone that we're shooting towards, which will be fine.
Okay. So I'll take it off the screen share, and I'm trying to think if there's any other hot topics that we can cover in terms of an updates on the construction. Phil, do you have anything we haven't gone over?
Not really, unless they got some questions for me.
Sure. What I can do is I can, I don't see any in our chat, but what I'll do is I'll open it up so that everybody has an opportunity to be heard. So if you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, I can go and unmute you as well.
He has a question there, the young man.
Yes.
Yep.
Have you had any, not recently, I suppose, but have you had any water problems on the site?
Yeah, we've had pumps running 24/7 out here. And it's all getting off-site. We've had several pumps, a lot of gasoline to run the generators constantly. But everything is working out. We're getting in the right direction. We have footer drains installed around the building, so things are starting to work the way they're supposed to, as expected, right? Yeah, it was definitely a wet site.
I have another question. I didn't realize there'd be ponds, 2 ponds, you say?
2 retention ponds, yes, sir.
How many parking spaces does that leave then?
Yeah, I was going to say around 90. 83, I think, is the total.
83?
83 spots, yeah.
So those ponds are permanent, correct?
Correct. Those are for runoff.
Oh.
And they are required, yes.
So can we have some Canada geese or Canadian geese come and join us then? I usually like those ponds.
Well, once we dug the first one, the neighbor kids were ready to come in and go fishing and ice skating. We did.
Nice. Anybody else have any questions?
I have a question, Danielle.
Yeah.
I didn't realize those ponds were going to be there. Isn't that going to be kind of dangerous with those ponds being so close to the building?
Well, they're really not close to the building. They're just, they'll have parking curbs in front of them in case there's an incident where the car would go forward. There's stoppages so that the cars won't go down in.
So the car won't go in, yeah.
They're not near the building.
I was just thinking about kids messing around, you know.
Well, it's not like it's a deep pond. There's not going to be that much water in it. It's just a retaining pond. And there's the deepest it'll be would be 4 foot. And there's a storm line that comes into it and the water comes out of them. It's not like it's going to be all full of water all the time. It's just something for the water to get into.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
It's a retention pond. It's not a pond.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it rains a lot, there may be some water that sits in it, but obviously it'll evaporate.
It'll dry up and okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there won't be any fish in it. It's not that kind of pond.
Danilda was looking to swim in it, I think, right?
Yeah, sure.
Any other questions?
So we're going to be in the building the 1st of February?
Let's
That's
say
what he said?
Valentine's Day. Let's shoot for Valentine's Day to turn the keys over.
No, we'll
Oh,
start
okay.
over time.
Well, Jim said they'll start moving in over time, but as far as completion is going to be around 1st of February, first week.
Okay.
Then they gotta get all their kitchen stuff set up. all
Yeah,
that.
it'll be ongoing from then. But temporary occupancy, we can call it, would probably be 1st of February.
For staff to start moving.
Well, I have a question about the old building then. Maybe Jim can answer.
Mhm.
Are we ever going to get back into the old building?
We do not own the old building. The city owns it. And so they will do whatever they plan to do with the old building.
No, I can't. I mean, you know, couldn't hear what he said.
Oh, so I'll reiterate what he was sharing with us. He was saying that the city owns this building that we're
I know, but I mean, are we going to get back in with this virus ever going to, you know,
right.
Are they ever going to be able to open
Well,
to let us come in?
Yeah, so it is really not up to us. We have to wait for the governor to allow us to stage our openings. And when we do stage our openings, it will be in several stages. But we have to wait for word on the governor releasing our opening. So keep saying your prayers and fingers crossed that it'll be within the next little bit here. We definitely miss everyone.
Well, yeah.
I know, you don't believe me, Danilda.
Well, you know, I know they're getting ready to open schools and they're getting ready to do this. And we are going back to water aerobics next week. So, I mean, I know everything takes time.
Sure.
But, yeah, you just.
Yeah, it's been a long stretch, Danilda. It's like a marathon.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Great question, though. Thank you for asking. Does anyone else have any construction questions? Phil is the expert here to share with us today. Every time I go over there, Phil, I learn something new. So it's very, very fascinating, the details that are involved in the construction and just the amount of timing and scheduling and how all the pieces have to fit together to make sure it comes. And it's definitely a very tough job. Kudos to all those great men and women who are out there working in this heat too, because it's definitely hard work.
Oh, yeah.
So I know.
Well, thanks for giving us an opportunity to build it for you. We're excited to build it for you.
We are even more excited to be in it, Phil. So we're looking forward to more space, for more opportunities for programming and events. And I think it'll be a great thing for this community.
Right.
And the county. I do know that I believe Marie had a couple questions. I don't know, Marie, if you want to unmute yourself and ask those questions, or if you wanted to wait till afterwards.
They're mostly for you, Danielle.
Oh, they're mostly for me? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I can help you out. Would you like to ask now, or would you want to wait till after?
Afterwards, fine, but thank you.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Well, Phil, what's your last name?
I'm sorry?
What's your last name?
Spurlock. Spurlock, just like it sounds, Spurlock.
And what's your title with Mosser?
I'm sorry?
What's your title with Mosser?
I'm a superintendent, field superintendent.
Thank you. Yes, I just need you, Danielle.
You just need me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know Denise is on here too, and she probably can better answer any questions you have about the construction.
I can talk to Denise.
I can. Yeah.
Betty and I were wondering who owns the property with the pool.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
no crash in the pools, everyone.
I thought, you know, maybe we could like work a deal with them that we could like use that for whatever.
Well, you're going to be neighbors, so you get the opportunity.
Yeah.
We might be able to hold a water aerobics class in there,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
No,
Have them
we could use
outside.
our pond if we use your pool.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. All right, well, wonderful. I really appreciate everyone taking the opportunity this morning to join us, especially Phil from his busy schedule, keeping everything in line with the construction. I hope this information was helpful, give you a little bit of a guidance on where we're at with the building, and it's nice to see some visuals as well.
Yeah, that makes you feel now there's really is a building.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it and you've seen the walls going up. So it is coming too, you know, so.
And the most amazing part, I think, is when you look at those pictures, like they know what's supposed to go where and exactly the dimensions. And you look at it and you go, oh my goodness, how does this work?
Yeah.
But when it all comes together, there's a science behind it all. So I think it was nice to be able to share that with you. And it is real, people. It is real. So.
Yep.
Wonderful. So at this time, then, I think we'll take a moment and just thank Phil for joining us today, and hopefully we can do another one of these.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
And a little update in maybe a month or two, we can see how far we've come with the construction.
Oh yeah.
So.
Sounds good. I better get busy then. Okay, we'll see you guys.
All right. Thanks so much, Phil. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. All right. So I think we're wrapping up today. I know Marie had a couple questions, I think, for Denise. Did you want to share them now, Marie?
Sure. Good morning, Denise. It's mostly just background, like Danielle. What's your last name?
Brogley, B-R-O-G-L-E-Y.
And Danelda, what's your last name?
Lee.
L-E-E?
Yes.
And is it Jim Kaufman? What's you say? Jim commented. Is that Jim Kaufman? No.
No, he was not on the Zoom. He was on a shared screen. So
Okay.
it's Jim Stainbrook.
Okay. And how you spell his last name?
It's Stain, S-T-A-I-N.
Come in.
B-R-O-O-K.
And are all of these people board members then?
Did you get your mail already?
Jim is a staff member, yeah.
So Roger, Danilda, Tom, and Betty are all board members?
Marie,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Denise.
Okay.
Tom Milbrot, Roger Anderson are both board members.
Okay. So Betty, who's everyone else then?
Betty Weiland and her husband Lynn
Yeah.
are great advocates for us.
Okay.
Danilda's a great advocate.
Okay.
Julie Gutierrez, who is muted, is a longtime participant and a great advocate.
Okay.
And is it Pat Kaufman that's on with us? Hi, Pat.
Okay.
So Pat is an amazing lady that's on with us. And who's Stephanie?
Well, I have you on hand knees. With the senior center being closed and it being so hot, where can seniors now go to cool off?
Well, we're hoping that they have fans or something at home because we are not encouraging them to go to public spaces.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we're encouraging them to stay hydrated. If they can, have cold, eat a popsicle, as a treat, have cold meals if they can. I'm going to ask Tom to unmute himself and help me from his medical background to be able to say, how is the best way to keep people from becoming dehydrated in this heat when we cannot have a cooling center in this state, basically, because all senior centers across the state are closed.
Yeah, I don't think I have any good answers. Staying hydrated and drinking plenty of water is probably the main thing. Unfortunately, we don't have, I don't know of any way to assist people in being cooler if they don't have their own air conditioning, since we are concerned about people getting together in groups because of the possibility of passing the infection. So it's a real, it's a very difficult bind, really.
So you recommend that people stay at home and buy fans if they don't have AC?
Well, and the other thing is GLCAP, which is Great Lakes Community Action Partnership.
Okay.
It's what used to be WSOS. They
Okay.
changed the name. They started their summer cooling program on July 1. So they have funds available to help to purchase window air conditioning units and fans.
Awesome.
So that is something that we are connecting people to if they're calling us and they're in need as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Danielle, what's your title there?
Director of Programs.
Okay. Thank you all. I think that's for me. Great meeting. Hey, your pictures on your website, are they available to use if possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Who took them? Who should I choose the pictures to?
Danielle, you want to send them to her?
Oh, sure can. Yep.
Okay.
The most updated ones then. Yep.
Yes. And
Okay.
and Marie, all of them have been viewed by Mosier too. They've released us to use them.
Okay. So release and Mosier. Okay. Got it. Thank you so much, everyone. Good day.
Yeah. Thank you,
Hi,
everyone.
Roger.
It's wonderful to see
Bye.
everyone. Stay cool, and we'll hopefully see you guys soon, okay?
All right.
Bye now.